3:21 as we keep things going here on the afternoon news on AM 800. I'm Rusty Thompson. Some positive signs for the Canadian auto sector. Dealers say sticker prices that have not changed in 17 years are driving healthy sales despite global economic uncertainty. The Canadian Automotive Dealers Association says auto sales are expected to reach 1.6 million units in 2011, but still shy of pre-recession levels of 1.65 million sold. For more on the figures and what it means to the auto sector and Canadian car buyers, we're joined by Michael Hatch, Chief Economist with the Cada. Michael, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, Rusty.
I guess the first question I have is why are we seeing sticker prices staying at pretty much 1994 levels?
Yeah, well, there's a lot of factors at play, and it's important to note that prices are nominally the same as they have been for the past 20 years or so. But once inflation is taken into account, the real decline is in the order of 40% in terms of the decline in average new vehicle prices. The factors at play are the competitive nature of the industry, a strong Canadian dollar, the fact that consumers are a lot more informed than they have been in a long time, I think, if not ever, manufacturers have a lot of incentives in the marketplace right now, and they've become more efficient over the years, and they've gotten their costs down as well. So all of these factors have led to a slow and steady but long-term decline in the average new vehicle price in Canada.
Well, is the price the biggest factor driving healthy sales right now?
Yeah, for sure. When people go shopping for a car, as anything else, but even maybe more so for a car because it's such a significant purchase, price is one of the most important, if not the most important factor that people are looking for. Obviously, people need a vehicle that's going to suit their lifestyle and their family and all of the things that they need. But price is a very important factor. So people, I would argue, are more informed now than they ever have been. Once they do go into a showroom, they've done a lot of homework. They know what they want and what they're willing to pay, and if they don't get it, usually they just have to go next door to the next dealer, and that really has some downward pressure on prices.
Well, can this be sustained? I mean, can we get back to those pre-recession levels but still see prices hold steady?
Yeah, well, this has been a long-term sort of decline in terms of prices. It's hard. It's impossible to say when it's going to reverse itself. I mean, prices can't keep going down forever, obviously, and one day in the future they're going to start coming up again. But for now, it's consumers are definitely the winner.
Well, I guess when we look at the way things are going, the fact that sales are going to reach 1.6 million units in 2011, still shy, though, of those pre-recession levels. What does this say about the auto sector as a whole? Dealerships, right out to the production line, everything.
Well, the industry as a whole obviously is a very important industry. We represent the retail side of things, so we have this sort of widest geographic breadth of all of the industry players because dealers are located everywhere in the country. But for the industry as a whole, we're sort of slowly but surely recovering from what was a really tough couple of years. Obviously, it's no secret 08 and 09 were brutal, but we're slowly recovering from that. Sales are getting up close to where we were before things really went south a couple of years ago, but they're still not there. But it's important to put that into context. In the U.S., for example, they're nowhere near their pre-recession sales levels in the auto industry, and there's a chance that they will never get back to those levels. So here, we're still not quite back to where we were, but we're a lot closer than certainly than the U.S. and a lot of other countries. So things are broadly very good.
We're speaking with Michael Hatch, Chief Economist with the Canadian Automotive Dealers Association, which says that sticker prices that have not changed in 17 years are driving healthy sales right now despite global economic uncertainty. And I guess, Michael, when you look at the situation, we're coming back, but what is it going to take to put us back at least to those pre-recession levels or even above that?
Yeah, that's the big question. That's the million-dollar question right now. Obviously, there's a lot of uncertainty out there in the economy. Canada has so far, done very well, better than most other countries in terms of recovery from recession. But we did see, a slight contraction in the economy in the second quarter. We started growing again, albeit at a pretty, slow pace. And there's still, a lot of bad news coming out of other countries. But I'm confident that we're going to avoid recession, another recession here in Canada. The U.S. and Europe, the European countries that are having difficulties are going to sort through the difficulties that they've got going right now. And in a couple of years, we should be right back where we were in 2007.
Well, I guess from a dealership standpoint and the standpoint of the Canadian Automotive Dealers Association, some fairly positive signs here in 2011 on what's being sold, but what's the feeling for 2012?
We're expecting much the same thing. You know, the nature of the recession that we had is such that it's going to take a long time to really recover from it. People are not spending as much money as they used to. You know, people and businesses are paying down debts. That's by its very nature a process that takes a long time. So what we're expecting is basically exactly what we're getting right now in 2011, which is, you know, modest growth, slow growth, but growth nonetheless. And that's exactly what we're seeing in 2011 in the economy at large in Canada, as well as with our members' sales. And that's pretty much what we're expecting in 2012 and beyond.
I guess at the end of the day, looking at what's been released by your organization, where things are, where they're going, what should the average car buyer read into this, whether it's someone buying their first vehicle or a family looking for a new one?
Yeah, well, you know what? Despite all the difficulties that the industry has faced in the past couple of years at the dealer level, at the manufacturer level, or perhaps because of some of those difficulties, the real winner is the consumer, right? Because it's so brutally competitive out there. Manufacturers and dealers fight tooth and nail for market share, and that's the nature of the industry. It's a very competitive one. But at the end of the day, the winner is really the consumer, and that's what we're seeing with these record low prices. So, you know, people should continue to be well informed about what it is that they want, and I have no doubt that will continue because that does contribute to that healthy, competitive nature of the industry.
Michael, great chatting with you today.
Thanks a lot, Rusty. I appreciate it.
That's Michael Hatch, Chief Economist with the Canadian Automotive Dealers Association, which says sticker prices that have not changed in 17 years are driving healthy vehicle sales right now despite global economic uncertainty. It's 3:28 here on the Afternoon News on AM 800.